everyone, it's Veta here, and today I'm exploring the northern east coast of Montserrat with my friend Captain John Howells, and we are going to be going from the village right down to the coastline and a small beach there called Marguerita Beach. It is possible that either treated or untreated, partially treated, um, sewage is actually making its way to the ocean, and it is posing some questions around health, around climate change, around nature, and our future. So I want you to meet Captain John, and I think this is a very interesting story for us to actually explore together. So stay with me, stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy this episode of Walking the Line.
Hi, my name is Captain John. I'm a Montserratian, John House, and I'm here to show you the visitor, the person who's viewing this video, the crisis or environmental disaster that is transpiring here in Montserrat. I am now entering the village called Lookout Village. Behind me is the remnants of what used to be a sugar processing plant back in the 1800s, and coming up here on our right you will see some of the fill that was dug out for our new hospital, and behind it now, the blue and white colored building is dormitories that is been built by the people who are building the hospital for the Indian employees. Now, as we look down here, behind that dormitory, you have the Catholic Church, St. Patrick's Catholic Church. Below that, you will see as we go down, we will see the daycare, kindergarten, and the Lookout Primary School. On our left going down, you will see the assisted living quarters where the seniors and less fortunate are housed and looked after by the government of Montserrat. So above us here now, you are seeing above us on the flat ground is the solar farm, and to our right is the Girl Guides place. And then now we're coming into the various homes that were built after the hurricane, after the volcano, to house our displaced Montserratians. Lookout Village has over 250 homes. All these homes are less than 30 years old. These homes have anywhere from 2 to 5 people residing in them. There are some places that are apartments, and some are just homes. Now we're going to go down to Marguerita Bay, and en route, just in front of us here on the left hand side, you will see the sewage plant. All homes, their sewage, their toilets are plumbed to go into the sewage treatment plant. Now, this sewage treatment plant was purchased when they started to build Lookout. Put down before you get a better look. It is said to be between 15 and 20 plus years old when they purchased it. So it was a used plant. Lookout Village is approximately 30 years old, and it is still growing every year because people are building more and more homes here. So and all the plumbing is plumbed. That's your toilet and your sink and your washing machine. Everything is plumbed to go into the sewage treatment plant. So my quest here is to show an ecological and biological problem that is arising because all the different vitamins, medications, and cleaning products that are used mixes in this used plant, and they have deemed that this plant has done its life and they are planning to build a new one. They have ordered a new one. However, it will take time for this new one to be established. In the meantime, I will show you the results of what is happening to the raw sewage that is filling this sewage plant. Burial ground. This burial ground was opened approximately 6 years ago, and it is almost filled already. We're having a lot of people leaving us, passing away. Yes, we have a beautiful panoramic burial ground where our loved ones will have a nice, beautiful area to rest in peace for eternity. Down here now is Marguerita Bay. You can see the bay is like a horseshoe, all floats up and jets up. That is, in other words, floating garbage and sargassum seaweed comes ashore here, driven in by the winds and the currents from the Atlantic Ocean. If you go due east of us, the next place you will meet is Africa. Marguerita Bay is a place that is frequented by hikers, by fishers, by people who are beach combing for whatever valuable stuff may wash up. There are fishers from Lookout and all parts of Montserrat and come here and fish because a lot of fish habitate around here. So when we go down to the beach in the next couple of minutes, you will see the problem that I'm here talking about, and also the pond at the bottom, which is frequented by frigate birds, what Montserrat people call monobird, and by egrets, by Muscovy ducks, by migrating waterfowl, that's ducks and other birds, sandpipers, etc., from North America in their winter trip down. And as you can see, the beautiful scenery of Marguerita Bay and Pelican Rock, etc. And this is the most beautiful view that we have here of natural beauty. So we'll go for a ride now and I'll show you my dilemma. My dilemma of the runoff from the sewage plant. As you're seeing here is that you see a white pipe. We'll see it better when we get down closer, but the overall picture is they dug a round hole. Well, actually it was 2 holes, but it seems that they dug the hole bigger and rounder. But the sewage is now permeating through the bottom of it. And the pond you see off the left of there, that pond is fed by runoff from rainwater, but also the clean processed water from the sewage plant. When we go down here, you will see the white, about 8-inch pipe that is allowing raw, untreated, polluted water into that pond there. So we're going to go down here now and look at it. Yes, so as you see, the pond here are green. You see the effluent coming out of the pipe. Now that pipe is only held up by a mound of dirt. Once that and heavy rains, especially at Christmas time. Now this water, rainwater and runoff, can cause that pipe to even collapse and allow the water, not the effluent coming out, not to even go in there, because it's only held up by that dirt. Now this effluent here is now permeating down into the cut and taken down to the beach naturally. So what happened now is that when we go down further, I will show you the pond down there that is being fed with the clean outflow from the sewage treatment plant. And the gut that feeds into it is the other side of this gut here. And what happened now is that frigate birds, migrating birds, the tame ducks, egrets, wild donkeys, wild goat, they come there to drink the water. Now they're drinking the water that is in this pond, from this pond. Now in this water is medications of all sorts and vitamins, etc., birth control, and then you have cleaning products, because all the drains on a house are plumbed to go to the sewage treatment plant. So you have cleaning products like dish soap, you have Clorox and Fleecy and all these laundry detergents, etc. Now, what is the chemical makeup of all that mixture of blood pressure medication and etc., etc.? It's heartbreaking to know that we are allowing this water to now flow into the ocean. What is this going to do to the fish that when this water goes and the moss that forms on the rocks and the juvenile fish that play and they eat the algae and moss on the rocks, etc. What does that do to the bigger fish that consume those fish? And we will go down here and see for ourselves. See what they did here now? They're trying to trap the water that is leaking. But it's going right down into the aquifer and going down into the ocean. You can show the frigate birds, show them putting the dirt there. They put dirt there so hopefully to block, but it's not going to block anything. So the frigate bird is coming there now. It's come to drink water. The frigate birds are drinking the water, which has in all kinds of contaminants. Now you see how close the pond here is to the ocean. And when we go down there, you can literally, on the surf, you can smell the sewage permeating up from the sand. So you know definitely it is going into the ocean. And the fishermen from Lookout and other places in Montserrat, they come here to fish, and they come here to enjoy the scenery and so forth. Some people come to collect flotsam and jetsam, and as you see the amount of seaweed that comes in here, plus pond gets filled by runoff from rainwater. It breaks its banks and flushes into the ocean, taking with it all manner of the effluent that has come out of the sewage system into the seawater. And what I understand, many years ago, an EIA was done for the possibility of building a sewage septic system down here in the Lookout Bay, called Marguerita Bay. And it was not completed, and that was years ago. And since that, no other EIA has been done. I spoke to the Environment Department. They said they are aware of it. And I asked what can they do about it, and they said basically they don't think they can do anything about it. And that is very sad for me and for Montserrat. Thank you. This one gonna drink. They pulling up. Right. Fill it, fill it, fill it, fill it. Right.
So, guys, thank you so much for staying with us till the very end, and I hope you enjoy this afternoon's drive through and exploring and walking through the village of Lookout and also Marguerita Bay with my good friend Captain Johnny Howes as he highlighted his environmental concerns. And we'd love to know, both Captain Johnny and myself and others who are maybe watching this, is what came up for you as you watched this episode. Now, one of the main things that came up for me was that across small island states, disaster recovery too often means make do now and worry later. And this film sort of asks what happens when later arrives. Another important point to highlight is that Montserrat, um, our home, our island, is still one of the cleanest, safest, least visited, least impacted by commercial tourism. And as a result, it's so important for us to keep it that way and keep our standards high. And that means meeting and listening to people like Captain John Howes, who lives with these risks every day. One of the things he said to me was how much he misses um, fishing near, and every day he fishes at Margarita Beach, or used to up until 2 weeks ago. So it's not about new pipes. This is not about new plants, and it's not about casting blame either. It's about really finding solutions that center the needs and knowledge of people who are already here. And Margarita Bay, to me, poses a small scale case study in how we manage and handle waste, climate pressure, and public voice. As you would have realized, this beach has already been inundated not just by plastics and microplastics, but also sargassum seaweed. Um, and because we're in a climate crisis globally, we are expecting sea levels to rise. We are expecting storms to get larger. We're expecting more flash floods. And so these are things we all have to take into account when it comes to our infrastructure. So the real test is whether what happens next really protects those who fish here and who enjoy these coastlines for coming generations. And I'm hoping that the next time we speak on Walking the Line for the follow up to this episode, I'll be able to sit down with someone who is managing the new plant project and that team and talk about the proposed solutions for the area and what might it look like and mean for Montserrat and other islands who are facing similar challenges either now or in the not too distant future. So until next time on Walking the Line, I'm Veta Wayne and I look forward to seeing you. And remember to subscribe. Bye.